Alright, folks, here's what you need to know about what I'm looking for in this project that popped up on your Google Classroom screen. So if you go to, it won't show up on mine, but this is scheduled for you. If you go to classwork, I have the groups listed here, and you will need to be in those groups. Then there are two things that are going to be here. Here's the information sheet you're going to be referencing, and then here is the Flipgrid link to where you would turn your video in. You should be added already, but I think if it turns out you're not, you can just click on this link, and then I think you can just join from there. But I think it should be all set to go. Crossing fingers. Okay. Here's what you're going to need to do. Okay. This week, the portion of the book that we're really going to focus on are pages 176 to 238. All right, that's kind of the section. And in this case, we can do a little skimming. So if you don't have this completely read or read it all, you will have to familiarize yourself with kind of what's happening here, kind of, go through it. But that's really what we're dealing with. So this says, in this section of our reading, so pages 176 to 238, the man and the boy finally reach the ocean, the thing that they have been trying to reach since the beginning of the book. As they get there and as they look around at their surroundings, they begin to experience new feelings about their situation and whether this journey has been building up to their expectations. The purpose of this short video project is to help you analyze the struggles and the emotions that our characters have been experiencing thus far, but also how those things come to a bit of a peak or somewhat of a conclusion when they finally reach the ocean. Now, I will tell you this. These experiencing new feelings about their situation and the expectations, it's still written in a very Cormac McCarthy way where he's not going to say 100% out loud what exactly the man and the boy are feeling as they reach the ocean. But if you read into the tone of the passages and the actions and all that kind of stuff, then you can kind of get a sense of whether or not the ocean arc is kind of living up to what they had hoped for. Okay. Under objective, here are the guidelines. So things that you need to do in order to complete this project. And really the important points are, highlighted in orange so you can see it easily. So first of all, you're going to need to go to pages 176 to 238 for reference. I will tell you that pages 176 through 214, so kind of, not exactly halfway in there, but that chunk, it really highlights how they're doing before they actually make it to the ocean. So obviously a while ago they left the bunker, a while ago they left Eli, so now they're kind of bouncing back and forth again, trying to get food and things from houses that they pass along the way, and they're a bit in rough shape, so check that out. Go see how they're doing. And then in pages 215 to 238, they are at the ocean. All right, and they're, they get there, they do some things, the man finds a boat to pick through. All right, so that's really where you're going to focus for that. Let's get into a group of 3 or 4 people. I have already listed those for you. And just so you are aware, I don't know if Julia is showing up this time in person, but if not, then Amelia, Tim, and Spencer, you're going to need to hop onto the Google Meet in order to kind of work with her. So with your group, what you're going to do is, the whole point of this is you're kind of pretending that you have a chance to interview the man and the boy, right? That's why it's called Interview at the Ocean. If you did the talk show project for To Kill a Mockingbird last year, it's similar to that in a way. So as a group, open up a shared document. So somebody create the document, share it amongst yourselves, and come up with a list of 10 questions that a person who might want to interview the man and the boy would ask or might want to ask about their journey, their reactions at reaching the ocean, what they might do now that they've gotten there, or what they're hoping for, and hopes or fears or any plans they have about what's next. All right. So I think a good chunk of the questions, like maybe even like 5 of them, should be about like arriving to the ocean itself and their impressions and their emotions and stuff. But then the other ones can be about like things that have happened to them thus far, and kind of predictive questions about what they are going to do for the future now that they're here. Right? When your group has come up with those 10 questions, then what you're going to do is in the voice of the man and the boy. So, when you ask your questions, it's actually going to be like, what do you think about blah, 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 blah. And then when you come up with answers, it's in the voice of the man and the boy. And make sure that you stay true to their characters and their experiences and how they would actually relate to the things that you are talking about. Also, because I am an English teacher and this is English class and this is what we do and this is what I want you to do, when you are writing the responses to these questions, make sure you do it in depth. All right. So if you say something like, I don't know, did you feel scared when you saw the seller? Don't just have your character say, yes, I felt scared. Well, we knew that. All right. Whatever you ask about the man or the boy, give it some meat. All right. Talk about why they're having the feelings they're having, or things that they might be afraid of, or things that they were hopeful for, or how this experience either had changed them thus far, or how it will change them. All right. Make sure you really kind of get in deep. All right. So, these are the first things that you're going to do. And then next thing you are going to do is, I hope some of you in the past have used Flipgrid. All right. You can either do this using your Chromebook, or you can do it, I'm sorry if there's noise, that's my cat, or you can do it on an app on one of your phones. All right. But when you log in, of course, mine is going to look a little different. You will be going to English 10 period 8, and then there will be a topic, and it's called Interview at the Ocean. All right, and you'll go into there, and right here you can click record a response. It'll bring up a camera for you and a way for you to record. I maxed out the time limit, so you can record up to 10 minutes. If you want to record 10 full minutes, that's great. If it's not that long, that's still okay. All right, and in case there is anyone who, for some reason, Flipgrid wasn't working right from the outset, right here is the join code. All right, 5D6FF28B. All right, going back. Okay, so you have 10 questions, answer to those 10 questions, and then use Flipgrid to conduct a mock interview with the man and the boy using your questions and answers. And this is kind of like a skit where in your group, one person or 2 people could be like the interviewers, and then 2 people would be one person would be the man, one person would be the boy, however you do it. If you want to have like one interviewer, one man, one boy, and then the other person just like films, however you want to complete this assignment. All right. But you can decide what roles you're going to play, but the video should be at least 5 minutes long. And that's also why I'm asking you to have thorough answers to those questions, is because if you have like single sentence answers, you're not going to be able to fill the time required. All right. You guys know how to interact with literature. You know how to, you know my expectations on stuff like this. All right. And then really the only materials you need are the road, a shared Google Doc among your group members, and then a Chromebook or a phone for your Flipgrid video. Now, here's what's up. When you get to doing the Flipgrid video, you can ask Mr. Ryan if you can go someplace quieter to film. All right. But he's going to have a sign out sheet for you. And no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, after 10 minutes, you have to go check in with him again. All right. You'll probably maybe be done with your video within that 10 minutes, maybe not, but you have to go check in again within those 10 minutes. All right. Because we need to, I mean, he needs to know where you are. I need to be able to, have a trustworthy group, which I know you are. So, I mean, just make sure we know where you're at and be specific. Don't just say, I'm going to the tables to film. Okay, what tables? All right. I cannot guarantee that I will be available to answer any questions through email. So I've given this stuff and a few more expanded instructions to my sub. But if there's still anything left over that you're unsure of, I trust you. Make it happen, Captain. All right? Use your best judgment. Try to think, what would Mrs. Canny do? And then try to think again, what would Mrs. Canny actually legitimately do? And then go do that. All right. You're awesome. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. I'll check in with you again on Friday when I'm back in action.